What's up, guys? I'm Cody Brockway back here for another episode of Brockway's Vinyl Bites, baby. Woohoo! We got Mr. Kermit the Frog in the house. Say hi, Kermit. Hello. Yeah, Kermit's ready to rock just like I am, and I hope you are too. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more killer content coming on Brockway's Vinyl Bites all the freaking time, baby. Woo! All right, so this video is for the beginner in the prog rock area. Maybe you're new to the whole progressive rock, progressive metal thing, though if you've been a longtime follower or watcher or subscriber of Brockway's Vinyl Bites, I do have to doubt that, but I digress. If you are new into this whole area of music and maybe need some direction and how to step into it, maybe this is where you want to go, but you just don't know where to start, this video will show you exactly how. This is the beginner's guide to prog rock, right here on Brockway's Vinyl Bites. I pulled out 15 albums that I think could help to kickstart you onto the journey of this beloved genre. If you're getting into prog rock, I definitely recommend checking out and getting these 15 albums. These albums are very popular among the prog rock community, so let's begin. So, number 15. This band is not necessarily what you might call a prog band, but this is definitely their most proggy album. We're talking about the Grateful Dead. We got the Terrapin Station album. Side 1 is not super proggy, but side 2, you get that 16-minute epic title track. It just goes through peaks and valleys. It's got that whole cool percussive solo with all the horns and things in the middle that goes to 7/8 time, alternates in a couple of different time signatures. The whole piece does. It's excellent, and it's on green vinyl. Yeah, great album. Love it, love it, love it. So that's my number 15, Grateful Dead, Terrapin Station. Check it out. Next up at number 14 is probably not an album that you would immediately think of when you think of the term progressive rock, but it definitely is a progressive rock masterpiece. The compositions on this album definitely tell you so. It's absolutely insane. The songs are so great, and the playing on this is absolutely monstrous. We've got, at number 14, Frank Zappa's Overnight Sensation. This album absolutely changed my life. And it's still a life changer every time I listen to it to this day. Ralph Humphreys drumming on this. You know, you got Ruth Underwood. Oh, I can't speak. Ruth Underwood on the vibes and marimba. Tom Fowler on bass, and of course Frank Zappa writing all the crazy stuff for these guys to play. If you haven't heard it, I definitely recommend it. Go check it out. This, if you're looking to get into progressive rock, this will change your life. Definitely. At number 13, we have a modern-day progressive epic album. We've definitely talked about this album on the channel before. If you've been following Brockway's Vinyl Bites for some time, you'll know it when you see it. But yeah, this is definitely a modern-day progressive rock / progressive metal epic album. Whatever kind of progressive you want to call it, it'll help. It's definitely progressive, and it will definitely help you progress into your journey of appreciation of progressive rock music. Wow, that's a lot of progressing here, but anyway, number 13, we've got Porcupine Tree's Dead Wing. Oh yes, a lot of progressing here on your beginner's guide to prog. Absolutely. When music stops progressing, then what happens, right? But just a totally epic prog metal outing from a totally epic, amazing band. Just a perfect album. Steven Wilson, Gavin Harrison, the whole band, all the guys in the band are just absolute geniuses. Of course, Porcupine Tree is the brainchild of Sir Genius Steven Wilson. Fantastic musicians in this band all around. As a drummer, of course, I love Gavin Harrison, right? He's just fantastic. But the compositions on this are absolutely astounding. And the way the whole album flows and the way the songs are written. There's lots of heavy riffs, but then there's lots of beautiful light moments too. And of course, there's lengthy tracks like the song Arriving Somewhere But Not Here, and of course the title track Dead Wing are pretty long tunes. You got some shorter songs in there too, but hey, yeah, definitely progressive metal masterpiece from 2005. Yes, this is the super deluxe edition of this album. I love it very much. And if you're trying to get into the prog thing, this is definitely one that you should not miss out on. Porcupine Tree's Dead Wing. At number 12, we got Queen 2, my friends. Obviously, probably all of you guys watching this know who Queen is. But if you're looking to get into the whole progressive rock thing, to see what it's all about, this is definitely one of the albums that could help you through the doorway for sure. just totally awesome the way this album is set up. You know, you got the two sides of the album, side 1 and side 2, split into side white and side black. Side white, sorry, primarily written by Brian May, with one track from Roger Taylor, the drummer, and of course side black is, I believe, all entirely written by Freddie Mercury. All the songs on side black, which is side 2, sag one into the other, definitely making this epic slab of prog rock music. You know, it just goes through all these peaks and valleys and hills and mountains and beautiful and heavy and dark and light places. You know, you got Ogre Battle, you got the Fairy Fowler's Master Stroke, Nevermore, the March of the Black Queen. Oh, what a powerhouse tune that is. Funny How Love Is and the Seven Seas of Rye, that's just side black. Side white is equally amazing as well. But yeah, if you're definitely dipping your toes into prog, don't miss out on this. You probably know all the Queen hits, but if you're looking to dig back and dig deeper, definitely check this out. Queen 2, number 12. At number 11, folks, we have a band that was always changing, always evolving, always doing different things, but always being very progressive at the same time. This is my favorite band of all time. I could have probably picked 10 or even 12 of their albums, you know, but I got one for you today, so what are we going to do? This is a great album anyway. We'll get to that in a second. Basically, the history of this band, they started off as a very heavy prog band in the early 70s. A couple of members would leave the band. The band would become a three-piece, and in the 80s, while still being very progressive, they would have more chart single success with songs like Invisible Touch, That's All, Land of Confusion. Yeah, you probably figured out who we're talking about here. We've got Genesis at number 11. We've got the Duke album. I love this album. This is a nice bridge between the 70s material and the 80s material in their catalog. It's got it's got a really nice blend of the hit singles. Like, we've got Misunderstanding and we've got Turn It On Again, which is actually in 13/8 timing. Crazy for a hit single, right? But we've also got the prog epics like Duke's Travels, Cul-de-sac, Behind the Lines, Heat Haze. Just a fantastic album, man of our times, just great all the way through. This would be their fourth album without original singer Peter Gabriel, I believe the fourth, and this would be the second album without amazing guitarist Steve Hackett, whom I love very much. Yeah. At number 11, we've got Genesis, Duke. Great album, check it out if you haven't heard it before. Love it very much. At number 10, we have one of the greatest prog rock albums of all time. From my favorite Canadian band of all time, we've got Moving Pictures from Rush. This is definitely one of those that you could show a non-prog fan and say, okay, if you want to get into the genre, this is one of them that'll do it for you. Totally fantastic. You probably know many of the songs on here. Tom Sawyer, Red Barchetta, YYZ, Limelight. But then, of course, you have the 10-minute epic track, The Camera Eye, Witch Hunt, Vital Signs. This is absolutely an essential piece to any prog lover's collection. And this is a great way to help you get your foot in the door. Rush, Moving Pictures, number 10. At number 9 is an album that I can guarantee you've heard before, and you probably own it in your collection too. It has sold millions and millions and millions of copies across the world. It is the highest selling progressive rock album of all time, and it has definitely helped many people get a foot in the door, pun intended, into the progosphere. That's right, we got Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, epic album. Epic, classic masterpiece. What can I say that hasn't already been said before, you know? Well, we got the original master recording. This is a landmark recording. This is still held in such high regard as being one of the, not just greatest prog albums, but one of the greatest, most definitive albums ever created in history. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, at number 9. At number 8, another incredible album that will help you along your prog rock journey. The compositions on this album are so amazing. This is probably classified as progressive pop rock, if that's even a thing. But it's a great album. It's a concept album. The whole album tells the story of a guy named Rudy. I think you know where we're going with this. We got Crime of the Century by Supertramp. Yeah, Roger Hodgson and Rick Davies. Pretty much the heart and soul of Supertramp. No disrespect to the other members, of course. Everyone's great, but those guys did the majority of the writing, and great results here. You know, this is an absolutely incredible album. Widely recognized as one of the greatest albums of all time, too. Just totally fantastic. You got a couple of hit singles on here with School and Dreamer, Bloody Well Right. Then you got the deep cuts too, like the title track, Crime of the Century. You got the song Rudy, about the guy that the whole concept of the album's about. Asylum, Hide in Your Shell. This whole thing is so well written. Hats off to these guys, man. Super Tramp at number 8, Crime of the Century. Fantastic, essential prog rock album. At number 7, often recognized as a metal masterpiece, this is probably what you consider to be this band's most prog album. It is definitely prog adjacent, even though they're classified as a thrash metal band. But number 7, we gotta talk about And Justice for All by Metallica. If you're a metal guy looking to get into prog, this is a great way to start. Heck, even if you're a prog guy looking to get into metal, this is a great way to start. Just what a gateway record. It's just awesome. A couple of lengthy tunes on here. We got, the title track, Justice for All, which is 9 minutes 44. The song, To Live Is to Die, 9 minutes 48. Nothing cracks over the 10-minute mark, but, all the songs on this are very progressive indeed. We got Blackened, Eye of the Beholder, One, Dyer's Eve, Harvester of Sorrow. All the songs have very intricate changes, like key changes, time changes, rhythm changes, everything. It is a definite, true progressive metal album, and you should definitely have it in your collection if you don't already. Just fantastic, love it. Number 7, Metallica and Justice for All. Yeah! Number 6 is a newer progressive metal masterpiece. This one came out last year from a band that's been around about, 10, 12 years now. But this album just totally blew my mind all apart. This album came out in September last year. Went to go see them. About a month later, they were awesome live, and this album is just fantastic. We got, from 2023, War of Being by Tesseract here at number 6. Yeah, I've been pimping this album out on the channel big time. If you've been a longtime follower of Brockway's Vinyl Bites, then you've heard me talk about this before, but oh, what a progressive metal masterpiece, and this will go down as one of the best albums of prog of this whole decade. It's just fantastic. If you're a metal guy looking to go the prog route, definitely check this out. And like I said earlier, if you're a prog guy looking to go the metal route, this is a great next step in your musical direction. Tesseract, War of Being. We're at number 5 here on Brockway's Vinyl Bites, baby. Ooh, yeah! We're sticking on the prog metal train. Of course, we're going to talk about one of the most influential bands of all time and one of the originators of the prog metal subgenre movement, whatever you might want to call it. But we're going to talk about, they have many albums that we could talk about. They've had a very amazing career. They've released so many benchmark, landmark albums. Let's go back to probably the first one that most fans ever heard of this band. From 1992. Yeah, it's the same band that's on my shirt. We got Dream Theater, Images and Words. When they came out, Pull Me Under was on MTV. It's getting some radio play too. It was quite a hit single for them, and just a fantastic album, fantastic song, fantastic band, very influential, and they're still influencing musicians of all sorts to this very day. But this album's a classic, absolutely. Pull Me Under, Another Day, Take the Time, Surrounded, Metropolis Part 1, The Miracle in the Sleeper, Under a Glass Moon, Wait for Sleep, Learning to Live. Just love it very much. And if you're new to the progressive rock or even into the metal side of things, this is a great bridge for you to cross. Absolutely fantastic. That's my number 5, Dream Theater, Images and Words. Yeah! At number 4, we're talking about some classic prog rock. We're going to talk about probably the first progressive rock trio and probably the first progressive rock supergroup. There's a lot of firsts with this band. They're absolutely amazing. And of course, by supergroup, they all came from other established groups like the singing bass player came from King Crimson, the keyboardist came from a band called The Nice, and the drummer came from a band called Atomic Rooster, and The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. Yeah, 1970, they came together and had an amazing career, but it started with this one. I've talked at length about this album here before, but absolutely essential, especially if you're looking to get into the whole progressive rock thing and see what it's all about. This is a great place to start. This has the epic tracks, and it even has a hit single on it too, a track called Lucky Man, but You've got lengthier stuff like Take a Pebble. You got Three Fates, and you've got a cool track called Tank that has a big drum solo in the middle, and the Barbarian, which is their take on a traditional classical piece written by Bela Bartok. Just a fantastic album, masterpiece top to bottom. And they had a huge single with Lucky Man. I said that before. So they were even getting some chart success radio play. They were a huge band. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, just great and absolutely worthy of being in your collection. And this is definitely a great gateway into the progressive rock movement. At number 3 here today is one of the definitive progressive rock albums of all time. It came out in 1972. It is an absolute landmark, blockbuster album. Just a life-changing experience listening to this album. It is just incredible. It's just amazing. It is a 45-minute piece of music split across 2 sides of vinyl. Please don't let that scare you away, because the musicianship on this album is incredible on all fronts. The lyrics are absolutely astonishing. The concept of the whole album is so cool. And we've talked about this album on the channel before. Of course, we're talking about Jethro Tull's Thick as a Brick. The lyrics tell the story of little 8-year-old genius Gerald Bostock. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. This will definitely help you along your journey into the progosphere. Thick as a Brick. I may be throwing you a little bit into the deep end here, but you'll thank me for it later, I'm sure. It is absolutely incredible. Love this album. Love it, love it, love it. And I hope you do too. So yeah, that's my number 3 on the Beginner's Guide to Progressive Rock. Jethro Tull, Thick as a Brick. Number 2 is an iconic album by an iconic band. This album has turned many people into prog rock loving people like me. This is one of the most influential albums of the genre. No arguments about it. So when people first heard this back in 1971, a lot of people heard the single, which was Your Move, I've Seen All Good People, Yeah, we got the Yes album from a band called, well, Yes. Say yes to yes, right? And none of the songs actually crack the 10-minute mark. They get pretty close at being around 9 minutes, but no songs are longer than 10 minutes. This is a very progressive album, very, very experimental, but very accessible at the same time. And if you're looking to get into the genre, this is an excellent place to start. It is a timeless classic that people are still talking about today. Obviously, here we are, right? But yes, the Yes album. That's at number 2. Number 1. Going back to 1969, where it all started, this was the first album to ever deliberately be billed as a progressive rock outing. And, this is one of the most influential albums ever created, and still, to this very day, is blowing minds of people all across the world. People are still hearing this for the first time and going, oh man, that is absolutely astounding. People of all sort of different musical genres have covered songs from this album. Yeah, we're talking about King Crimson and the Court of the Crimson King. 1969, that's the number 1. This will absolutely help you jump into the progressive rock thing if that's the route you want to go, which you definitely should, because it's an amazing place to be. Prog is just some of the best music ever created. This album is dark, it's light, it's heavy, it's beautiful, and it's perfect. Number 1, King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King, my friend. Yeah. So there you have it, folks! There's 15 great prog albums that'll turn you into a progger in no time. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you like and subscribe for more great content here on Brockway's Vinyl Bites all the time. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has made this journey for me here on Brockway's Vinyl Bites possible. Big thank you to Mr. Scott Lade over on the Prog Corner. I've featured with him many times over there on the Sunday Prog streams. He's excellent. Thank you, Scott, for everything you do for the whole community, the whole prog rock community here on YouTube. You're excellent. Thank you to Mr. Wayne Fisher, who I met from the Prog Corner. I love having him here on Brockway's Vinyl Bites every Saturday, every weekend. You can see Wayne here with me on Brockway's Vinyl Bites. He runs his own channels, Prisms of Prog and Pocketful of Heap as well. I want to thank you, the wonderful subscribers, for leaving all the great comments and things that you do. You watch the videos, you love them. I hope you love them, but you always comment, and I love hearing from you, so thank you so much. I love interacting with you guys. You guys are all amazing. Love you all. Thank you to Mr. Kevin from PROG Radio, who recently aired my brand new show, Breaking PROG, with Cody Brockway from Brockway's Vinyl Bites over on PROG Radio. You want to listen to that? It happens every Thursday, a brand new show at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. If you missed the Thursday show, that's okay, because you can catch the repeat show on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at PROGradio.com. So yeah, thank you to Mr. Kevin for making that all possible. And of course, thank you to my friends at Deep Nuggets Radio. My new show on Deep Nuggets Radio is upcoming. That'll be February 8th, every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Deep Nuggets Radio, a 3-hour extravaganza with this crazy guy. You want to listen to that? Get the app on your phone, Live 365, and you go into that, and you type up Deep Nuggets Radio, and boom, voila. There I am, every Thursday night with a brand new live show. Thank you so much, and we'll be back with another great episode for you here soon on Brockway's Vinyl Bites. Oh, and don't forget to rock on!